Hey, good morning, everybody. Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, is about to testify and brag about the 230 loans he's given during this pandemic. Uh, Not 230 for one city or one block, but 230 for the entire country. That's not just something to brag about, Jerome. There's more lobsters than that in the state of Kentucky. There's more postmen to chase around in a single block for Karen Maloney in New York than 230. There's more flavors of a pot for AOC to do a pop bill about. And there's certainly more than 230 flavors of ice cream for Nancy Pelosi to buy at $12 a gallon. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Mornings LALATE, and I'm glad for you to join me. Hope you're having a great morning. The butter's buttering, the toast is toasting, the coffee's percolating. I'm here, you're here, your lobster's here, your dragon, and apparently now I have additionally a guinea pig. This is the LALATE Zoo, not related to the Congressional Zoo. I'm glad that you've joined me in a big morning about stimulus with Jerome Powell, Steve Mnuchin, yeah, that's Steve Mnuchin, testifying about your stimulus checks minutes perhaps before this recording goes live, but after I'm taping. So I'm going to have all the incredible details because I have their pre-tape statements for you ready right now. And big exciting news and also shocking news about the vote on your stimulus checks overnight. So thank you for tuning in. Go to the Furnace channel and subscribe. This is now the next most watched morning and news show. Yesterday was absolutely our most watched show ever for any video in its first 2-3 hours. So thank you so much. This one's going to be a bombshell of bombshells. So stay with me and subscribe. Also like this video as you did with yesterday at about 20,000 likes. This is going to be a very informative video. Will give you a lot of inspiration, a lot of focus, and a lot of optimism going into the new day. All right, let's get to it. Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, and Steve Mnuchin, head of the Treasury, are testifying before Congress today. They're in fact going to be talking about 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is before this taping goes live, but after I'm taping. But I have some of the statements obtained minutes ago on behalf of what they're saying. Jerome Powell will be testifying again before the House committee, the Financial Services Committee, which was very heated last time. That's the one with Maxine Waters, my wonderful Maxine Waters here from California, who should really be Speaker of the House. And she's the one who slammed Steve Mnuchin last time, saying, "Get back to work, sir, and start negotiating. You're not doing anything." Well, you need to tweet her and tell her, yeah, ramp it up, Maxine. Let's get them to negotiate. The Federal Reserve will testify that they have paid out 230 loans, which is just a joke, and that they set aside $600 billion in the Main Street Lending Program, which I detailed before even this channel went live, also a joke, and that they've allocated $75 billion from congressional approved funds for COVID-19 and basically used none of it. Joke. And he's back to explain that America needs stimulus. That's the good news. The good news of what you're going to see in his remarks today is that we need more stimulus. A full recovery is likely to only come when people are confident that it's safe to re-engage in a broad range of activities, says Jerome Powell in his pre-release statements from today's hearing obtained by LALATE. These are the statements he's going to be reading to Maxine. The path forward will depend on keeping the virus under control. The housing sector has rebounded and business fixed income shows signs of improvement. In the labor market, roughly half of the 22 million payroll jobs that were lost in March or May have regained people to work. But both employment and overall economic activity, however, remain below their pre-pandemic level, and the path ahead continues to be uncertain. certain. He's going to say that you're going to need more stimulus. He said it just a few days ago. This is one of 3 meetings in which he's going to appear before Congress this week. And the message is going to be continually the same. We need a stimulus package. You cannot not give us a stimulus package. We need to do this right now. Our economy will fully recover. However, we remain committed to using a full range of tools to support the economy. However, he's also said that stimulus packages can't be done by Federal Reserve. They have to be done by Congress. The Main Street Lending Program has not been successful. This comes on the news of really a big, exciting push. And that exciting push has been for the vote. The push for the vote is the following: that Republicans and Democrats, moderates in the House and the Senate, want to vote on the second stimulus package, and they want it done right now. And they want it done by the end of the week, if not the start of the next week, because they have a vacation coming up. Yeah, seriously. And they think that it's too ineffective to go into the fall polls without a stimulus package without a stimulus package voted upon. And so that stimulus package is the problem solvers bill, plus $1,200 individual checks. Let's go over the checks, and let's go over FPUC. Let's go over the provisions right now and why you have to be on social media behind the problem solvers. First, $1,200 individual checks, $2,400 married couple checks, dependent checks. The problem solvers put at $500. I'm going to be pushing for $1,200, and you should too. $1,200 dependent checks, whether you're a minor dependent or adult dependent. This means if you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, and railroad benefits, and are also a dependent on someone else's check, you're going to get $500 on the problem solvers bill. I think you should get $1,200. I think you should get the same amount of money as the non-dependents. Moreover, there's 2 other issues. First, child support, not to be taken out for child support. Second, number of people in the household. It doesn't really say it very clearly in the bill, but I'm calling for 5 people in the household. So 1,200 times 5, a 6,000 person household, up to a 6-person household. Married, a single mom, 4 kids, family of 5. She would get a check for $6,000. 5 times 6, $1,200 equals $6,000. Husband and wife with 3 kids, family of 5, they get a check for $6,000. That is what we should be pushing, tagging the problem solvers, tagging the New Age Democrats, tagging the Blue Dogs, and getting this for a push for a vote. We can do it. The Purple Power can do it. We got to keep on pushing. This is day 2 of the push. And you're going to see in a second, I'll have some data for you, which is not good. It doesn't make us discouraged. It doesn't make us lose hope, but it's something working against us. And so we have to push even harder this morning. So problem solvers bill, stimulus check, all good, all great. The Republicans and Democrats want to vote on that. They don't want to vote on the HEROES Act. All right, so let me get to the next part that's really good. Is FPUC. FPUC, $450 a week. Wow, that's incredibly great. $450 a week for 8 weeks, and then dropping down to $600 for 5 weeks. Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but I'm not going to go over it in this video because it would run too long. That's absolutely categorically incredible. So we have to be behind that with the following revision. Has to be retroactive. I mean, come on. Who doesn't have retroactive FPUC back to the date at which it expired? It does not have that $100 threshold that some of my viewers don't like, and I don't like, that caused them not to qualify for LWA. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, it doesn't apply to you. So it doesn't have it. So only thing that really needs to be revised is that retroactive provision, which is not in there. All right, it also provides for food. It also provides for PPP. It also provides for a student loan moratorium, has eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, rent aid, all really all great stuff. It also has for EIDL loan, but I want the EIDL loan to have no cap. I want to go higher, and I also want for EIDL grant. Those are the revisions I would add as well. So when this video goes live, I have a tweet, which I tweeted yesterday. I'm going to tweet again. It has an image of 2 months, September and October, and I'm saying, get the vote done. Get the vote done. Now, you're going to see that image is based upon a certain event, and you're going to see some news in a second that's going to make you a little bit angry. I'm not going to revise the picture just yet. We'll see how this pans out in the next 24 hours. More about that in a second. All right, let's get to the next detail. So Steve Mnuchin is going to be testifying today again before Maxine Waters, and hopefully she ramps it up, because last time she did, she shouted at Steve Mnuchin to tell him to go talk to Nancy Pelosi and get it done. It's not his problem. It's Nancy Pelosi that needs to be shouted at because she doesn't want to. Since the last time the Mnuchin met, Nancy Pelosi has refused to meet anyone face to face. She's chatting with people on the phone for 10 seconds. Moreover, yesterday we realized the impact of what she says and what she does. A new wrinkle you need to consider. There's that deadline we've all been talking about, October 1st, but the new wrinkles we see here today is that the airlines are trying to screw us. Oh boy. Get ready for these two people. Lord, keep it positive, folks. Keep it positive. The two people you need to tag are at, this is on Twitter, at Senator Wicker, Wicker, and at Senator Collins. Yeah, that's Senator Collins. Guess what those wonderful two people did yesterday? Senator Roger Wickers of Mississippi and Senator Susan Collins introduced a standalone bill for the airlines. My God. I just said it really fast because yeah, we're going to keep in touch. Calm down. Let's all calm down. I got to calm down. The airlines were supposed to go in our stimulus package. They were supposed to anchor us to the finish line because they had that deadline of October 1st. They needed the funding. They were supposed to go in the stimulus package. Everyone said they were going to go in the stimulus package. They were going to go in the stimulus package. And guess what? That Senator Collins, who no one, she's not very popular, and Senator Wicker, I love his cheers, said that, you know what, let's do a standalone bill for them. We're the ones that need a standalone bill, not the airlines. So they introduced a bill yesterday, standalone bill, $28 billion for the airlines, to save the airlines, not to save you. Just to say they're both Republican senators. Shame on them. Where, of course, American Airlines came out in a statement in support of it. Yeah, you got to thank that lobbyist who got you your standalone bill as well. So what you need to do is let's detract ourselves from negativity. Let's focus on ourselves and also focus on tweeting Senator Wicker, at Senator Wicker, and at Senator Collins, plural, and saying, we don't support your standalone bill. Put it in the second stimulus package. We don't support airlines having a second stimulus bill. We need a stimulus bill that's standalone for our checks. And we don't support this bill. Let's make sure it dies a quick death. That is that. The other thing that's really interesting as we start today is that there's a lot of people coming with their hands open, and they're right behind you. So it's a mixed bag of good and confusing. So the hotel industry is right behind us, saying, you know what, we need to jump in the stimulus package also. So the hotel industry reports that 74% of their American hotel and lodging associations say they're going to have to lay off their employees. So 75% of the hotels say that they're about to do massive layoffs. Tori Barnes, executive vice president of the U.S. Travel Association, says it's clear that our travel jobs, which were hit by the hardest of the sector, won't recover on their own. It's time for Congress to put aside and prioritize and set us up for a bill. You're not getting standalone bill, so hotels will either get in our stimulus package or get behind us. But this is another group to get in support of where we are. Next, really great news overnight, as someone proposed a new plan to give Americans $250 to $300 per month. Wow. Every month, yeah. Every month until the pandemic goes away. Wow. $250 to $300, yes. Guess who that is? Joe Biden. Yes, Joe Biden, whose VP running mate is the one that wrote that bill that says $2,000 every month for 6 months or every month for at least 6 months, or until the pandemic improves or until unemployment goes down. That's her bill, and he introduced his own version of a proposal. It's not a bill, but a proposal. $300, couple $100 every month for every household, or until the pandemic goes down. Interesting. Here's the here is the three focuses that you need to look at as we start the morning. There's a concern about the executive order, and the concern about the executive order is the following. Guess what's happening on Saturday? An executive order? No, not apparently. An announcement for a Supreme Court nominee. Yeah. President Trump tweeted overnight that Saturday's focus with his social media campaign will not be an executive order for stimulus check. Well, he didn't say it that way, but he didn't say it was going to be something else. He said it was going to be on Saturday. He was going to announce his Supreme Court nominee. Okay, so we didn't get the executive order last weekend for stimulus checks. This Saturday, you're going to be talking about a Supreme Court nominee. Are you going to do executive order for stimulus checks? And so when is it going to happen? Is it going to happen on Friday? How about today? Today's available. How about you just schedule it this afternoon? I'll write it into your calendar. So we have a lot of people working, hand and fist around us. And this is what's expected. I have told you, as part of the Purple Power family, that we're not naive, we're not uneducated, we don't have rose-colored glasses. We see the good and the bad, and we try to focus on the positive. We try to focus on what we have to do and what we have to do to get forward. So we understand now that the airlines are not working for us, they're working against us. So we are going to deal with them separately. That's the first thing. We also see that the president is focusing his attention on Saturday, not on executive or stimulus checks, but for Supreme Court nominees. Now, that does not mean that we stop our tweeting and hashtagging of Mnuchin and Meadows to say, do executive order for stimulus checks. What's going on? You identified the $300 billion last 2 weeks ago. Send out the stimulus checks already. What's going on? Then we also focus our attention on the congressional push to get a vote. And I got to tell you, today's an important day to push that, because what's going on with Maxine Waters, who's a very vocal person, is that she's going to be pushing her narrative, which is the same narrative as yours. Get the stimulus package done. Get it done and get it for vote. And I don't mean just calling someone up and chatting for 15 minutes. And why is that so important? Because yesterday, Nancy Pelosi made another fool of herself when she introduced the CR, which is the Congressional Budget Balance Bill that's supposed to balance the budget because you need it. Otherwise, the government shuts down on September 30th. Oh, everything's going so rosy yet. And so we had been told there was an agreement between her and Steve, because they called up one another after Maxine Waters laced into them last time and said, go call them up and get this done. So they called up and they agreed to the CR overnight. Apparently not, because yesterday she introduced her CR and immediately was slammed by Republicans. Why? Because she has no money in there for farmers. Nancy, you know that you get your milk for the $12 ice cream from cows? It's not from soy. It's not from soybeans. It's not from tofu. It's from cows. Moo. So, you cut money for the farmers. Imagine how expensive your $12 ice cream will be then. It's just a little bit screwy. So as we sit here this morning, what do we need to know as we start the new day? What we need to know is we need to stay focused. There's a lot of scrambling. We knew this scrambling was going to happen. We absolutely knew that as we get into September, that there was going to be a scrambling by industries who are not getting relief, by businesses and sectors that are not getting relief. They're going to use their lobbyists. They're going to rush and say, give us stimulus, get us, whether it's the hotel industry or the travel industry or now the airline industry. You got to remember something. The Temple of Doom's bill has nothing for PPP. So she has nothing lined up to help small businesses. She has no money for EIDL either. So small businesses need relief. We can't start September with all these businesses not getting relief as much as you not getting relief and everyone else giving relief. And so there's a lot of people who are going to be pushing for attention. But the Purple Power will be in front. We'll be in front. So you need to go to Twitter, go to Facebook, share this video, tag your politicians, You have to really do three types of fronts today. You have to first tag Collins and Wicker, say, we don't support your bill. You want to get into the stimulus package, get into the stimulus package. Otherwise, no way, no how for your bill. That's the first one. Second, you have to tag the White House team because this executive order needs to go out. This is enough silliness. If you're going to do it, do it. Otherwise, President Trump, if you're not going to do an executive order for stimulus checks and you're going to do nothing for stimulus checks, guess who this channel is going to endorse? Third, the push for the vote, we continue it on day 2. This is Tuesday. We're not done. We don't lose hope. We don't give up hope. And we push for the vote. The vote needs to be done ASAP. Finally, go to the Frontage channel, subscribe, because this is a growing community. 260,000 subscribers. Yesterday's video in the morning was our most watched ever for a reason. We wake up and really support one another. It's a spirit of support, of helping one another, of trying to get everyone to the finish line. This channel started with me getting people anywhere between $5 to $25 million from EIDL loans and PUA and UI that they had not gotten but for my help. And I told my viewers one promise they have to make me, that you help someone else. And that's the spirit of this channel, helping one another. We're going to get through it. I had someone send me a very nice message overnight that said, thank you for what you did. Last night I went to bed feeling so invigorated and so motivated because I went on social media and I saw other people retweeting what I said. And it made me feel warm and positive. So if you're on social media, always use the hashtag Purple Power, hashtag Purple Power, one word, keep it together, and then look for other people that did that hashtag Purple Power. They're part of your family. Retweet their tweets, follow them, help one another, and we're going to get through this together. Coming up this afternoon, afternoons LALATE at 3:30 is more about these moving developments and more about the congressional hearings. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay of LA.